conversation goes from there.
Yeah. So my name is Anes Mano. I'm a Pilates trainer, instructor. I work here in Dubai. I was working in Greece for 2.5 years on Pilates.
Yes.
And now I came for working here in Dubai in my core studios, is my company's name.
Okay.
So where we provide Pilates reformer classes, Pilates mat, yoga, and Pilates chair. Until
Great.
till now, but later maybe also Pilates Cadillac. That I like it
Okay.
also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you also have other things that you're doing too, right? So
Of course, yes.
yeah.
I'm a men's physique athlete.
Okay.
So recently, this September, previous September, I got the second place in Greece, second
And
position.
so physique is different than there's like there's different categories within
Yeah, of
bodybuilding.
course. It's
So
the heavy one
okay.
category, 100 plus kilos. It is the classic division
Hmm.
that is lower in kilos, and it's also men's physique that is mainly with swimwear until our knees. It's not with
Okay.
the very short one. Yeah.
Okay.
So where you need to be very lean and nice symmetry and looking good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the physique.
Doesn't matter the weight. I mean, it matters your general
Yes.
appearance on stage. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Are you gonna do other competitions? Are you gonna work your way up, or are you gonna stay in that category?
I'm thinking at the moment competing now in Dubai this September
Okay.
because I saw is a nice organization is WMBF, which is only for natural athletes. So you have anti-doping controls and all this stuff.
Okay.
That is very important for me because I love competing, but in healthy ways without using
Yes.
anything else. This is the way that I imagine myself, and I want all people to do this.
Yes. Nice. So the for those who are watching, what besides seeing his posts and just like having an essence around, I think it's fascinating that the Pilates dialogue a lot of times is against bodybuilding, right? Like you look
Yeah,
at Joseph Pilates' books and he says like you don't want big bulky muscles, that sort of thing, but you're doing bodybuilding and you're doing Pilates.
exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So mainly I started this because I was looking for a job in Greece. Yeah,
Okay,
and
there you go.
the company that I was working required me Pilates classes.
Okay,
So I joined my
nice.
company. Then I found my teacher, Nicoletta is her name,
Mhm.
who inspired me a lot and made
Yeah.
me believe in this method. So I tried it and I changed totally my mind about
Yes.
Pilates, and
Yeah.
I respected a lot this method. So yeah, I loved it as I started. Before I didn't know a lot about the method.
Yes.
I
Yes.
was
Well,
thinking is ladies things easy,
right.
all this stuff. Yeah,
Yes. Well, and I
but
was going to
later
ask that, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I discovered the magic of Pilates, so I focus now in my career in Pilates mainly. I love also bodybuilding,
Yes.
doing it for myself or for personal trainings, but
Hmm.
yeah, Pilates is very, very
Yes.
beneficial for me.
So there's a comment here, a question. How was your
Yeah,
diet prep? I did two shows and the diet was brutal to me anyways. So how was your diet?
it was very difficult, I can say. I had a very good nutritionist from England, and I was preparing for 5 months, 20 weeks.
Okay.
So the last 2 weeks was the most difficult weeks because I was not eating anything about carbs. I was working 10 hours a day. So you can
Oh,
imagine.
must have been
Yeah,
weak.
I was
Like
waking
it's
up
like
6 o'clock
stinging,
for
right?
cardio, six
Yes.
o'clock for cardio, and then going to work for 8 hours, or if I had another personal guy, it's maybe 10 hours.
Yes.
Then going to the gym for half an hour, and then preparing and cooking all this stuff for me.
Yes.
So it was very difficult, but I really enjoyed the journey. It was very good.
Great.
Yeah,
Philip, Scoop Pilates at PT. Did you enjoy the journey or was it just brutal, as
of
you say
course.
there? Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Um,
enjoyed.
but so going back to the Pilates thing for a second though, like you're saying, like you had your preconceived ideas about it before, like it's for women or stuff. What like what were you doing at that time? Were you just doing weightlifting? Were you playing sports? Like, where were you in your physical
Uh,
career when you found Pilates?
okay. Firstly, I started playing football 13 years in
Okay.
Thessaloniki, in Greece.
Yes.
Uh, then around 21 years old, I'm 29 now, I started weights because of a friend.
Okay.
And I'm still lifting weights 9 years now.
Yeah.
So it's my daily routine. I've never missed a training. If I miss, I feel very bad, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, so yes, only if something serious happens that I wish will not
Mhm.
happen, only then
Yes.
I can,
Right.
yeah, I can miss a
Yeah.
training.
So then, okay. So then, explain what you said a minute ago about like, and someone put it in the chat too, the magic of Pilates.
Yes,
All right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
the
love this. I
yeah,
love the way
keep
that
going.
this method changes the people, you know,
Yes.
their mental health, their bodies, their posture. So I think it's not all about appearance, but are also different things that are also very, very important for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you
So it's,
mentioned the mental health piece, right?
yeah, of course. After training, I think you feel it also, right? When you
Yes. Yes.
feel very nice,
Mhm.
get everything, and you are totally renewed.
Yes. My clients who do personal training with me and do Pilates, like I've heard them talk, and they'd say more like, when I do the weight training, I feel tired after. When I do the Pilates, I feel good after, right? So they recognize the benefit of both, but it's
Yeah,
like the plot you walk out of Pilates feeling taller or feeling like your head's
yeah,
clear, those sorts of things. So I'm not knocking the physical training, but like even my clients knows it's the difference and just the power of Pilates, but also
uh-huh.
knows that they benefit so much from the strength training part of it
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. Yes, it's different. It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So weight mainly, I can say for your appearance, right? So you are going to the gym. Yes, okay. You can take all your stress off you while lifting
Mm-hmm.
weights,
Yep.
but uh, the result that all of us want is what we see in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, I think.
Yep.
So set our goals there. But in Pilates, it's very different because you feel the benefits, your breathing control, all the stuff, releasing your stress of your day, of your problems, and everything.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
flow of the trainer sometimes is
Mm-hmm.
matching with your needs.
Yes.
So it is even better, the result.
Yes. Yes. Here's a comment that just came through. Breathing incorporated in Pilates is why I personally feel good afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. He's my manager of the studio,
Oh, nice.
Rima. Yeah,
Yes.
it's
And
exactly
Rima,
this. Yeah,
yeah, and her point too is that like the breathing brings you back into yourself. It helps you to be present once
exactly.
again, right? So like I have clients who, I do, like I said, the training and Pilates, but the days when we have like a day where we're just doing Pilates, and going through the work, those are days when they're like, wow, that session just went so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because like they're so into their body, they're so into their breathing, they're so into trying to figure out like how to do the next move that the time goes really quick because you're so present within your body.
exactly. Yes. Yes, it's like that. But breathing is also important because in bodybuilding also, right? Because when you lift your weights,
Heavy lift.
you
Yeah.
you have to breathe correctly in each
Yes.
exercise.
Right.
Because as we can see, many people they don't know how to breathe while lifting. Yes.
Right.
So this is one of the things that I also improved through Pilates.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So, just generally speaking, what are some of the benefits that you found bringing Pilates into your bodybuilding career?
Yeah. Okay. So the most important is that I tried to make my posture very, very nice
Yep.
because it wasn't the ideal for me before Pilates.
Right.
So improving some things on my body, I'm trying to make it even better.
Yes.
It is very important. The second thing is that I know how to secure my body before having an exercise. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
to
yeah.
engage, how to engage, keeping my shoulders down. So this instruction that we give to our clients, I
Yes.
keep them down when I lift, for example, bicep curls. So
Right.
I am proud position with my shoulder blades depressed and all this stuff. And I also work in all range of motion, my exercises, because I
Right.
also want to stretch my muscles. It's not only weighting, lifting weights. I want to change the opposite muscles. So yeah, all this
Smart.
stuff.
You could have a whole separate business and just doing Pilates for bodybuilders
Yeah,
because
I
yeah, because like you see how it's like the like you started by saying, for physique it's about symmetry, and you think that symmetry is just like, okay, well, I'm doing my front delts when you do my side delt and a rear delt, and that's symmetry. But like, no, you're saying posture, opening up, finding that, like those different things. Like when you throw those Pilates cues into it, you're gonna find that symmetry in your body as well, right? So that's a different language that you're bringing to that bodybuilding world.
exactly. And also training some muscle groups that I know that I have to train them, but I don't train them when I lift.
Right.
So, so these small muscle groups, I train them in Pilates and are also important for stabilizing the main muscle groups in my sessions, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Injury,
Yeah.
all this.
Right. A few
Yeah.
comments coming through here. Pilates Carrie saying, I love how Pilates makes the weight training movement even better, bringing awareness. And then the next comment from Rima says, exactly. The presence of the body awareness in Pilates gives you. You are breathing a lot and feeling every movement slowly and with control. And then Scoop Pilates said, great idea, do it. So there you go. There's your business idea. And you can just start
Okay,
your
we start.
bodybuilding Pilates consulting.
Yeah, I love to have these guys and big guys also in our studio to train them. It will be
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very nice. And it is supposed to come few guys to visit me
Yes.
in the studio and to start together. Yeah, I
So,
love this.
a question for you then.
Please.
All right. So if you're walking down the street and someone says, what is this Pilates thing that you do? How do you explain to them your
Sorry,
elevator pitch?
yeah, can you?
What is your okay, so what is your pitch for Pilates? How would you say explain what Pilates is to someone if you bumped into them on the street and they're asking what Pilates is?
If he asks me, okay, I will tell him that is for me the best. I will start with the word best method for me,
Yes.
training method,
Yes.
and I will explain him three words. Learning how to. I will tell him about core,
Yes.
control, connection
Yes.
of mental and body, mentally and
Yes.
body, yes, and coordination, posture,
Nice.
all this
Yes.
stuff.
Love that.
Our house, you know what is it, but
Yep.
we
Yep.
have to explain. Yeah.
Had to explain that. Yeah, exactly. That elevator pitch is just saying, like you said, like core and all those things. But I like the fact that you said the best method, in your
Yeah.
opinion, right? Like, I mean, like it's like, because I realized too that for me, it probably is the best method. I never would have said that to somebody. I always usually open with saying it's like the missing link for your fitness,
Okay,
or
it is very
or it's
accurate.
going to or make you stronger in your weakest links, right?
Yeah,
So you as a bodybuilder, someone who lifts weights, you appreciate how you can do your squat, for example, and you could have some muscles aren't going to fire, and you could still get away with doing your squat.
yeah,
But then when
exactly.
you get into, you do Pilates and you're doing like leg circles or something on the tower or whatever, you can't hide. So then those
Yeah,
small muscles now are getting that work that they weren't getting out on the gym floor.
exactly.
And then you go back out on the gym floor and you're actually stronger because you become stronger in those weak links that have always been able to just sleep through the exercise.
Exactly. And you feel that your hips better while squatting, your range of
Yes.
motion
Range of
better.
motion. Yep.
Yeah. And it's very important because when we deadlift, if we are stiff everywhere, the
Yep.
exercise will give and not benefits.
Right.
So, yeah. But
Yeah.
we see the gyms many mistakes, I think also you,
Hmm.
from
Yeah.
clients, because they want to
Yes.
lift heavy weights. They are not
Right.
focusing, improving the weaknesses of their body. So,
Hmm.
yeah, you told also it's Pilates, this missing line for achieving
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. How do you then, when you have a bodybuilder come in and who's never done Pilates before,
Yeah.
do you make them feel good and realize like what their body's capable of, or do you just crush them right out the gate so they respect the work? Like,
No, I think that I will start the traditional things of Pilates with them. So I will start the things of breathing, how we breathe, what we engage, and all this stuff.
yeah.
And I will go in the traditional method of Pilates firstly,
Okay.
so to understand and to learn the basic things of
Yes.
Pilates. Because if they don't understand this, they will not have, they will not know.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will not go for sure in exercises about strength. I will hit other things that I know
Oh
they will
yeah.
struggle. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So to
Yeah.
understand what they don't have, you know?
Yes. You
Exactly.
gotta throw them a bone sometimes though, right? Like you give them like maybe like one exercise so they can feel good about themselves and then go back into stuff that they can't do.
Uh, yes, for sure. Okay, I will not try
Yeah.
to make them feel very bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I will try to have the basic exercises of Pilates, but some movements like hip abductions, like all this stuff,
Yes.
side leg kicks, this will be very difficult. Or a Syrian
Very
position,
difficult.
mermaid position, they will struggle.
Yes. True.
So,
That's
but
so true. Isn't it
yeah,
fascinating too? That's just like those exercises, which are beginner exercises or basic exercises. Whenever I have like basketball players, for example, I'm working with a team, leg
okay.
circles, leg circles. They're done. They're done.
I I was also done, to be honest. Yeah. This is the worst for me. Very
Yeah.
difficult, really. And especially when I teach, for example, math, and I'm the trainer, and I have to
Yes.
speak all. I have to be relaxed, in my face, and I'm telling, finish,
Yeah.
stop, leave it.
Yeah. Yes. Or you just
Yes,
go and you just do like one circle and I want you to do 12. I'll sit back here and wait until you're done. Yeah.
exactly.
No, no, I feel you. That's the thing. And when I have a whole class, I always explain that to them that there's going to be an exercise that the person next to you is going to do with ease and it's going to be difficult for you. And then the next exercise is going to be light work for you, and the person next to you might be struggling. Like every body is different.
Exactly. Everybody's different. We have different needs. So I think this that you told you now, it is the thing that can separate a good instructor
Yep.
and an instructor that reads and improves
Yep.
uh, his own self on Pilates. If you compare it with an instructor that has created a program and works on that for all people,
Yes.
because we are not all the same. So I need to see Martin and Martin me and to know what we will do. So
Yes.
I can imagine some things. Of course, we don't know everything. So we never stop learning. But
Yeah.
yeah, we need that point that I can help you in some ways.
Yes. Absolutely. There's a question that came up earlier. Do you keep the two types of workouts very separate?
What you mean exactly?
Well, I think like, do you do like a bodybuilding workout on one day and your Pilates on another day, or do you have them in the
Oh,
same day, same workouts? Like how do you break up your workouts?
okay. So it depends on the programming that I follow. So now I am still trying to keep my mass on me as lean as possible. And then
Yes.
from starting of May, I will start dieting and preparing for 16 weeks.
Okay.
So now I have my split in my gym. and I'm training around 2 to 3 times a week on Pilates, but I am trying to focus mainly on my weaknesses.
Okay.
So yeah, and I also joined my colleagues' class.
Perfect. Yeah.
I have many colleagues because I love this. It's very important for me. We can exchange ideas and we can learn. So in each
Yes.
class, I take information, and this is very good for me because I feel that my mind is opened after that, and I have
Yes.
many more.
Right.
So basically, I'm having 5 days a week weightlifting and
Okay.
2 to 3 times a week Pilates at the moment.
There you go.
So my
Yeah.
day off is one Pilates session, and I also have one double training in the week.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good balance.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, because the Pilates too, right? And people think like, when people ask me like, how many days a week should you work out? I mean, do what you can, but people sometimes forget that you can do Pilates, like you can do Pilates every single day of the week. It doesn't have to be like, you know, drip sweat every single workout. You can work on some of the or your mobility stuff, or you can work on your core, you can work on your shoulder mobility. Like there's so many different elements to the work that can keep you going every single day. Like so that may sound daunting to say like work out 6 days a week, but the reality is that you can and find the work that you need within that week.
Exactly. Yeah, you can work out, yes, but the thing is that people, uh, you know what, they feel very busy for having
Yeah.
workouts. So this is what, as a trainer, I want to change on them. So to change their lifestyle,
Yes.
because I think you need more than 2 times a week to
Mm-hmm.
train, move.
Right. Right. And you know, and there's I agree with that, and I wanted to kind of bring the balance to that too. Is like when people don't have the time and they squeeze in, you know, their workouts, and they come in and they say, "Well, I only did 2 sessions last week because of this, this, and this, and this," and I may say, like, you know, that's great, that counts, right? Like
Yeah,
they're beating themselves up for the two that they got in when it would have been zero. So there's always this balance. You have to kind of respect people's work, but what you're speaking to is motivation.
yes. I'm a very motivated person, really. I feel
Yeah.
very because I set goals. Every day that I wake up, I set my goal for the day. And I want to
Mm,
go. I don't want to lose days. And my
yes.
goals are very important for me. So this is something that I took from bodybuilding.
Okay.
Yes. And
Yes.
these both, the combination of these makes me feel very nice
Good. Yeah.
for my mental health and everything. Of course, they have to find something to motivate them, as we all
Mhm.
found before. Uh,
Yes.
and this
What
is the thing we can help, I think.
Okay, that's exactly. So one, someone said dedication, but two, how do you actually motivate people? Because I would argue that we can't motivate anybody. We
Exactly,
can,
we can. And also,
right?
our culture doesn't fit with everybody, right?
Right,
So for me, maybe you are a motivation for you, maybe I'm not. Yeah.
right.
The way that I'm trying is by telling them the truth. So by telling them what I feel. When I finish the exercise with them, I believe in them. So they tell me, I heard, I want this. And I tell them that you can achieve that. Yeah. So if you trust us, if you trust me as an esthete, as a trainer, this you will achieve it. But what I want from you is to be a little bit more consistent, to try to change some things in your daily routine. So try to
Yes.
change it, to create a time for you, because as also Schwarzenegger told, no one is so busy that doesn't have time for training.
Yeah.
Even the governor of USA in his
Mm, yeah.
interview, right?
Right.
So I think this is not a reason to not train. All we can
Right.
find. Go 1 o'clock a.m. for training. It's simple. When your kids are sleeping and everything.
There's a comment here, Alpha Crown Royalty, Travis is saying, a lot of people look at mobility and flexibility not as workouts, but they are.
Yes.
Right? Like so, like those accessory workouts and all those things, like they all count. And Pilates Carey is saying movement needs to happen every day. Movement needs to happen every day. Movement takes the body and makes the body and the mind happy. Meditation, Pilates, weights, aerial. I like how people are broadening the conversation. You know what I
Yes, me
mean?
too. I love it.
Like,
Yes.
yeah, that's yes. Question about your nationality.
I was born in Albania, and
Hmm?
3 years old I moved in Greece. And I was living in Greece until 4 months before. So now I
Okay.
live in, yeah.
Man, we're like other sides of the world. I was born in Toronto. My parents are from Jamaica, and now I'm
Really
living in Mississauga, like 20 minutes away from Toronto. So I'm a Toronto kid.
nice. Good. And I like
And
this thing about Pilates, so can connect people, you know. So this that we are doing
yes.
very nice, and
Mhm.
for me, as I told you before, also.
Absolutely. Just what you're saying about the motivation piece. The other part to that is celebrating people's progress while
Yes,
they're on the way to their goal.
exactly. Yeah. So we have to help them, yeah, to tell them, yes, you see, this thing that you did today, one month before, you wasn't able to do that.
Yes.
So this, I think, they can make them think about it and
Hmm.
believe in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make believe.
Are you like really regimented with recording their weights and their progressions and all that stuff? Like, are you really really detailed with
No,
your charting?
no, I'm not. I'm not writing anything.
Okay.
Because in each training I give my 100%. So I think I don't need to write that I
Okay.
weigh 30 kilos because it
Yes.
was a different day. Today maybe I didn't sleep well or something, but I will give my 100%
Yes.
again. So
Fair.
maybe I will leave 28, but it's okay. This is
Yeah.
what I could.
Right.
Yeah.
So for your clients, like that documentation, so you could be like, look, Johnny, you did 130 pounds. Now you did whatever, right?
For
Like,
my clients, I record
yes.
because to have an idea, it is not so important for me. I mean, that today you have to lift 30 kilos instead of 28 previous week. But I
Yes.
want to have an idea of what level of strength do they have. So
Yes.
to where can I play with them, in which,
Yes.
yeah, this is the
Gotcha.
only reason. But yes, I record because I think it might be like that, more professional, yes?
Hmm. Yeah. And I think sometimes some people appreciate those quantitative improvements, right? Like a
Exactly.
5 kilo improvement, or whatever.
Yes,
Whereas other people may like you see this in Pilates, you were able to do a roll up last Monday and today you were.
yes,
So like there's no number value attached to that. And then we have to really be observant as teachers to notice those things and be like, okay, well look at the improvement. Hey, like that roll up was a lot harder for you last week. Or look, your saw was that sort of thing, right? So being able to just celebrate those small moments are the things that help to keep people motivated in the Pilates space.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very important also because we need to motivate them, as you told before.
Yes, yes.
And
Can
these
you read
are
that
tricky. It
Greek?
is from my gym that I was working before
Okay.
that tell us hi.
Mm. Um, can you
And
talk?
what about you?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Are you lifting weights? You
Yes.
love this? You love.
I love lifting. I find that I've shared the story before how when I was doing my Pilates certification, I was encouraged to stop lifting weights so I could get Pilates in my body, right? Because I was
Okay.
very strong from football. Like because you had to do your bench press test of American football, right? So like you had to do
Uh, about having your course, was a term about your Pilates certification, or it was an
yeah.
option of you?
It wasn't. It was like I did a course initially, and then I did another apprenticeship. And during that
Okay.
apprenticeship, Chris Robinson was the gentleman who was teaching the course, and he was
Yeah.
saying that when he was taking the course, Romana told him stop working out because he was like a big, he was a kickboxing champion. He was like track athlete and stuff. Stop working
Very
out so you could Yeah. So just to get the Pilates, so that your mobility will be different, all those different things. So I accepted that same challenge. So I didn't lift weights for 18 months while I was
Oh
doing
my
my
God.
course. I
Too long
can,
period.
can I tell you, it was hard, so hard. Like, especially
Yeah.
this is, and you'll appreciate this too. You know how you can find like really tough exercises in the work and like you can just find some challenges. We were learning the basic exercises. So like your 100 roll up leg circles. So we weren't even getting too deep in the work. So I was trying to learn the classical exercises and really immerse myself in it. So I wasn't even venturing out into even the harder exercises. So I stopped lifting weights and then I was just doing the basic exercises. And I felt like, and I don't want to diminish people who legitimately struggle with depression, but I felt like there was this mild depression because I wasn't getting that same serotonin and dopamine release from that,
Yeah.
like, that sort of thing. So there was this offset. And I found that once again, once we got into the intermediate and the advanced exercises, but right at the beginning, my wife will tell you I was miserable without weights.
Yes, I can
Miserable.
be honest. But yes, I don't know this connection about when you start lifting weights and you
Mhm.
see your body like this. I don't know if you stop for some reasons. I don't know
Yep.
how you will control that. So it's many people suffer from that.
They do. And to answer the question here, so someone asked what happened to your body. So this is what happened to my body. I've always been around 160. Let me do this in kilos for you. So I was probably around like 67 to like 70 kilos,
Yes.
right? Like 167 to like 170 pounds wise, right? 75 kilos in that range.
Uh, I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah,
Approximately.
so I lost about 5 to 7 pounds of muscle,
Okay.
and but I was and my body fat percentage was always around the same. I've always been in that like 8 to like 11% body fat. So
Yeah,
I'm always like been like right in that range.
Berlin.
Yeah, lead. So the thing is though, and I was still playing flag football, and I was telling my wife when football season starts, if I am slower or weaker, I'm going back to the weights.
Yeah.
And what I found was even though I lost about 5 to 7 pounds of body of muscle, I was faster on the field. No injuries. I haven't had an injury in years. You know what I mean? So like I saw how the power of Pilates in terms of
But
improving my mobility, my stability, my quickness, all these different things. So my performance didn't drop off. It actually stayed the same. And the times that I would sneak in and just get some weights and just because I didn't want my bench press to drop too much or whatever. So I'd just go in and just touch the weights and just see how things felt. And my actual strength didn't drop off either. My power did, like my max numbers would have dropped off, but my strength was still the same.
yeah. Okay, these are very good information, I think, right? Because
Yes.
people make researches about this, are making research.
Yeah.
So it's very good, this that you told me. Yeah, and very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. My body did change. Like I did notice a change. I did notice that the Pilates exercises became easier. I was able to find better connections with different exercises and things that when I was playing football and I was coming into a Pilates class and I couldn't do a roll up. Like I'd lie down and I could not
Yeah,
even do a roll up, right? And I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
then like when I stopped, lifting heavy and my back was able to relax and all these different things were happening, then I was able to find those movements, and now I've been able to reintegrate the weights back into what I'm doing. So now I found that place, that sweet spot where I can still lift heavy and still do Pilates. But I find that the yeah, definitely there was that improvement in terms of my quickness and like injury free were the two biggest results from dropping the weights and doing the Pilates.
When I started Pilates, I was around 97 kilos.
Really, yeah,
Yeah. Now I am 92, something like that. I'm
yeah,
185,
okay.
uh, and I was 97 kilos. And yes, I was looking for a job in a very good studio, and the
Hmm.
manager told maybe is very big for for
Yes.
teaching Pilates,
Right.
for approaching to do that.
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, but okay, it's the character then that builds the relationship. I think if you are kind and good,
Right. Yes.
right,
Well,
it's very
it's
important.
interesting that, and actually that lends, there's a good question here, and I'll answer in a second. But what you're just saying there, Nessus, really, it lends to a conversation that becomes a bit of a double standard too, because now someone, and I'm not saying that this person was mean in doing it, but there's an importance of having representation in our studios, right? So whether it's your physical shape, my skin tone, whatever, people need to see themselves in the studio
Yes,
if they're going to come into the studio.
exactly.
So, right? So, yes, your personality is going to draw them in and they'll stay with you because you're a good trainer and you can see things and you can motivate them and all that stuff. But if someone doesn't see themselves in the space, they might not think that the space is for them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's all. It's about the personality that we have and we build.
Yes.
So this will will make people coming close to you. Not
Yes.
only the, of course, we have to inspire people as trainers. I
Yes.
think as an S, this is important. So to be your appearance to be as a trainer. So to train yourself,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
to have the motivation in you, because if you don't have it, you will not give it, I think.
Right. Yes. I agree. I agree. Here's a comment. Cupcake Corner UK is saying, so would you both agree that whilst training, whilst training, starting Pilates, being asked to stop weights was good advice? Um, honestly, as much as I hated my life when I wasn't lifting weights, I have to say that it did make me a better teacher. And actually, one of the compliments that I received from someone, which I think really concreted this for me, I used to teach Pilates while I was at a big box gym. So I was a personal trainer and doing Pilates, and I used to teach somebody. And now after I did my apprenticeship and I was teaching them again, maybe like 2 years later, she said this to me. She says, "You used to teach Pilates like a personal trainer, and now you teach Pilates like a Pilates instructor."
Nice.
And I thought that it was a high compliment because what that means is that my eye was different. The words I was using was different. The things I was looking for were different. And it was authentic to the work as opposed to me just being a personal trainer and just throwing Pilates exercises at you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that the time that I used to pull away from the weights to find the Pilates and then bring the weights back in made me a better teacher overall. And you know this too. Your personal training is better because you have Pilates cues.
Yeah. I believe it. Yes. If you focus on this method for these months, if you focus and you are doing only this, of course you will be, I don't know, you will learn your body and how
Yes.
to all the exercises perfectly, because it's
Yes.
your style of training. You are trained only by that. So you have to be very good and to give your all. Otherwise,
Yes.
maybe you'll tell, oh, I had legs, this happened to me. So, for example, heavy leg day, and when I was going for practicing my legs, my knees, I couldn't stretch my knees up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was very, in some,
Mm-hmm.
I was learning the method and what is correct and all this. I was trying,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, I think you can have you can make and focus on Pilates is good about the
Yes.
trainer and
Yes. That's good.
I
Here's another comment here. Uh, Sorry, there's one that came. Yeah, think yes to thinking like a Pilates teacher. That was one of the comments. And then the other one here from Cupcake Corner UK again is with my better breathing hat on. Do you have to work harder to teach the breathing to heavy weightlifters?
sorry,
So
I have to.
yeah, do you
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
work harder? Yeah, go
In
ahead.
Pilates, I mean, while teaching Pilates in these guys, or while teaching weightlifting, in what? In which way?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hi there,
Uh,
Alex. hard to teach breathing. Oh, so is it harder to teach breathing to heavy weightlifters? So just when you're trying to layer in the component of teaching the breathing part when you're working with
Yeah.
bodybuilders or weightlifters, is that a hard thing for them to grasp? The
They
breathing?
no, it will not be very hard for them, especially for bodybuilders, because are used in breathing while lifting. I
Okay.
mean, more difficult for a person who never had the exercise before, for a very big
Yes.
to use
Right.
to be used. Bodybuilders, maybe in some things they will be opposite in breathing.
Yes. That's exactly, she
Because,
just went to that comment there. Yeah.
yeah, because they will try to, when they have the pressure, to breathe out.
Exhale on the exertion.
It's not. I think it's not a mistake. This because
Yeah.
as long
It
as you,
depends, right?
yes, it depends exactly. Yeah, depends on the exercise body position that we have.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much in that. I mean, you can change the breathing to have a different focus on the
Yes,
exercise, like, and
normal
and
to teach breathing. I mean, in one general way, if you can explain it, how you
yes,
will give the instruction.
right.
You think?
How do I give the instruction?
Yeah,
Yeah, it really, it depends, right? And I think that, like, any good
very.
teacher, this
It's
is
very.
people. This is one of the things I've seen on these shows. I've had fantastic teachers and coaches and people on here, and the best people, when you ask them a question, they answer it depends,
Yes, yes.
because there's so
Depends,
many different variables.
of course.
Yeah,
But I
so
think I
many.
have something from bodybuilding that I
Yes,
give them. Like, so I mainly, when we have the extension or when we focus, we give the power. I'm trying
yes,
to activate our core and to breathe out.
yes.
General, yeah, I work it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but okay, yes, books also in some exercises give different way, and I trying to have this in these
Sure.
exercises.
Absolutely. They can only get stronger by throwing different variables at them, right? So I think that's so key. Um, and at the end of the day, that's what we want people to get stronger and to feel better. So you'll mix it up on them and let them find it. So, um,
Exactly.
man, that was a fast 59 minutes.
Oh,
That
very fast, man.
I appreciate your time and just the chat, and I love this dialogue between resistance training and Pilates, and I feel like they both make us better. Like, when you could find that balance, you're unstoppable. Like, you're stronger, all those different things. So that's why I had to bring it back in. I couldn't just do Pilates. I had to, weave all that stuff right back in, because that wasn't that
Of
wasn't there.
course. I, I feel better, yes, in many ways. I love
Yes.
your ideas and you as a person, of course. And I'm very happy
Thank you.
that I joined the channel. It's very interesting.
Yes. Well, I'm going to look out for your bodybuilding Pilates consulting business side gig
I
to
will
come
try.
up.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. Thank you, Cupcake Corner, for all of your questions. Pilates Thinker, Philip Griffin, and all of your friends from Greece and Dubai who joined
Thank
us
you
today.
all,
We really
guys. Thank
appreciate
you
it.
all. And
All
I hope
right.
that we will meet again and we
Absolutely.
will
We'll do a
discuss
round
again.
two, man. Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely. All right. Take care. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you. Take care. Good
All right.
evening.
Bye.
Goodbye, guys.